Q&A straight after the United Stand West Brom versus Manchester United live stream. That ended well. And every now and again I have to have a blowout. That's what I would say. And I hope it didn't come across in the wrong way, because I wasn't angry or anything like that. A lot of that was aimed at things that have been building up for a couple of weeks with me, where I see people being quite aggressive in the live comments, and it annoys me. It annoys me that people can be like that. So I hope it didn't come across badly, because I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be like that. But I was a little bit annoyed by what was going on, and I'll always defend what we've got on the United Stand, which is a fantastic community. Anyway, start firing your questions in. The way to do that is, if you're watching it on Patreon and you can see me on Patreon, you can put the questions on Patreon, or you can click me on that video. You'll see YouTube in the bottom right hand corner, and it will take you through to an exclusive link within YouTube, which is like the live comments on our United Stand thing, but nobody else can see it because it's a link that's exclusive through Patreon, which is great. I love it. It's a great thing that we have there. So yeah, and also I've got a little bit of an exclusive. Remind me a little bit later on. I've got a little bit of an exclusive for you as well. Some little bit of news about the Mark Goldbridge channel. So, because we want to keep exclusive things on here, we've got a really good community, and we've got our what have we got? We've got our quiz that's going to happen next Tuesday night. Michael Hubbard's here. Sly Ninja Gaming's here. Michael Hubbard says, "What was this about not being a title-winning side? When if you take City out the equation, we're the best team in England?" Okay, interesting point. Look, Michael, I still don't think that team that he played last week is a title-winning side. If you think, well, we are second in the league at the moment, but if you think about it, the team that's got us to second in the league is not that 11 last week. Far from it. The team that got us second in the league, most of our points were before Sanchez came for a start. It's your Martials, it's your Pogbas, it's your Rashfords. It's not really just that team from last week. It's your Matters, it's your Lindelofs, who played in November. You know, Bay's not played for a lot of the season as well. So yeah, we are second in the league, but the reality is a lot of why we're second in the league is not to do with that 11. And I don't think that 11 last week can win the title, because I think Ashley Young is shocking at left back, and I think Lingard's not good enough. I think he's a squad player. Jared's here with us as well. Hello, Jared. I'm just going to whack back to Patreon and see if there's any questions that have been left for us there. Just to let you know about the Mark Goldbridge channel as well. I'm doing my first ever Mark Goldbridge channel, which is not That's Football. It's not the United Stand, obviously. It's my channel. It's going through a rebrand over the next couple of days, and our first live stream could be Sunday morning, and it will be I'm looking at doing the Formula One Chinese Grand Prix. And I'm going to change the name of the channel to Mark Goldbridge Live Streams. And basically, it's sort of, you know, I'm passionate about sport. I don't get to watch as much sport as I used to because of the United Stand. I want to start getting back into the sports that I like. In fact, I spoke to Jared about this last week. I really like Formula One. I really like boxing. And that's where I'm going to start off. I'm going to start doing streams, watch-alongs of events that I like. And I'm going to start off with, hopefully on Sunday, the Formula One Grand Prix, which is 7 AM UK time. So at least if I'm getting up at that time, I can watch it with a load of you lot as well. Sir Daniel says, "Hi Mark, I'm new to Patreon here. Looking forward to enjoying this with a can of cider." Yep, I've got a can myself, a can of Coors Light. This is going to grow, this page. It's going to grow with word of mouth. I know a lot of people do enjoy it as well. So just keep mentioning it. We're going to do it every Thursday night. I want as many people as possible who, you know, not necessarily newbies, but certainly if you are on Patreon. I think we've got about 120 of you now. As many of you can, next Tuesday night, UK time, 8:30, we're doing a quiz for an hour. And I'm really looking forward to that. I've got loads of questions ready. Can't wait for it. Robert Farhi says, "Midfield needs upgrading and the defence needs sorting out too. Then we can have a right good go at the title." I agree with you, Robert. I think the midfield three from last week was good, but we need another 3 midfielders like that. You've got to have depth in there. If you are watching on Patreon, you can come into the live comments on YouTube by clicking me on the screen in Patreon, and you see in the bottom right corner it says YouTube. If you click that, it will take you through to YouTube, an exclusive little live stream that we've got. And Sly Ninja Gaming, I'm not sure I've heard your opinion on the penalty kick last night. What do you think? I say no penalty because he's already going down by the time he feels fingertips. Okay. I do. If you don't watch That's Football, which is another channel I do stuff for, I did it at lunchtime. Spoke about that. It was a penalty as far as I'm concerned. I don't think he touches the ball, but if he does touch the ball, the foul's already been committed before. It's a tackle from behind. I don't like Michael Oliver, but it was a penalty. The big thing for me, and I think Steve McManaman said it as well, is Ronaldo's assist is immense the way he gets up, but I don't know why the Real Madrid player doesn't just head it. Because he goes to control it on his chest, it gives the defender an opportunity to try and tackle him, which forces the penalty. If he just heads it, they score it, and Buffon doesn't get a red card, and there's no drama, apart from the fact that Real Madrid win it late on. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at some questions. Nick Jervis says, Mark overrun on the West Brom show, so he's sorting us all a refund. 10 cent sheets. It's Nick's. Yeah, it's on the way, mate. And what is your opinion of the pink away shirt? Says Susan McKerney. You know what? I got a pink shirt for my birthday last week. So, you know, I'm a man who's comfortable wearing pink. I actually quite like it. And there has been football teams wearing it in the past. Does Manchester United in pink really fit? In my mind, no. But it's nothing to do with it being pink. I just don't... It doesn't sit right. But, you know, new things, new things. A pink away shirt for United, says Nick Jervis. Robert Fahy, Mark, what's your opinion on the possibility of ground sharing with City? Yep. If needs be, needs be. But I would hope that we can just build it and still keep playing. That used to happen quite a lot. And Daniel is a new Patreon, looking forward to enjoying with a can of cider, which I think I'd already said. And there are some questions from yesterday. Jacob Hexamer says, fans obviously love Rashford, who is a striker but can play left wing. Lukaku's going to be our striker for the foreseeable future, and the left is held down by Sanchez. If Martial stays, do you see a spot in the starting 11 for Rashford in the future? It is a bit of a concern with Rashford and Martial. Mourinho doesn't like to rotate Sanchez or Lukaku, just seems to play them every single game, and that will limit the opportunity for Rashford and Martial, who need to be playing regularly as well. Certainly one to watch this space, but it would be criminal to let either of them go. Kamyar says, what if Liverpool win the Champions League? God, mate. It was bad enough in 05. It really was. Michael Hubbard says, is Ferguson partially to blame for United's collapse with Moyes? Yes. Anybody who was part of the Moyes decision, of which I think Sir Bobby was, and a lot of the hierarchy was, it was a terrible decision. Terrible decision. I never wanted Moyes. Aaron Anderson, the one thing that gets me is all the top clubs around Europe have top talent coming off the bench, but United have a few young players who have potential to be world class. Martial and Rashford, and the media says they need to leave and get playing time. Never hear anything like that around Madrid or City. Yeah, but I'm a firm believer that he needs to be playing more games. Definitely needs to be playing more games. Martial especially, and Rashford as well. I mean, Rashford was brilliant against Liverpool and has hardly had a kick since. Really, really weird. Really weird. Where is this Manchester United pink kit? I just want to have a quick look at it. And have a quick look while we're live. Manchester United pink kit. News. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, isn't it? And that's all we can say, really. Right, let's come into there. We've got 18 people watching. I think 19 people watching now. We've never had 20. We've only been doing it for 3 weeks. It's a slow builder. Imagine when we get to the point on the Patreon Thursday night Q&A when we get to like 30, 40, 50. It'd be brilliant, won't it? Right, I like the fact that people come onto the live comments. If you're not watching on the live comments, just click the video of me on Patreon. Bottom right hand corner, you'll see YouTube. Just press that and it'll bring you into our private stream. Right, let's have a look. Got a few questions coming in. Jared says, I want to discuss Raiola. I hate him and think he's going to be a massive problem. Pogba will leave. It's Raiola's doing. At this point, I want every one of his clients out of the club. Lukaku left him. Yeah, I'd heard that Lukaku had left him. Pogba should leave him. I've said this twice now. Pogba should leave Raiola. I don't know why Pogba, after a brilliant performance in the Manchester derby, sits Pep down and then at the full time he's like shaking his hand. This is the man who's just made it really difficult for you by saying that you were offered to this club and they're shaking hands with him. Just get rid of that agent. unless Pogba was part of the problem, and if he was part of the problem, get rid of Pogba. You know, you want players who are committed. We've heard this week he's been offered to City, PSG and Madrid. I mean, I don't know whether that's true, but the Man City one certainly feels to be. Michael Hubbard says, our club spends so much money to be out round 16, out domestic competitions and underdogs in an FA Cup. Yeah. I suppose that would fall into the category of, has Mourinho underachieved or overachieved this season? Matthew McFadden, 'twas a penalty, no doubt about it. Vasquez went down like a hooker in Magaluf, but Benicia was stupid to put in such a rash challenge. But then again, they'd have a free shot if he didn't try to tackle. Look, Matthew, I agree with you. It was a penalty. If I was Benicia, I would have tried the tackle. If you get away with it, you get away with it. But it was a penalty. And yes, the Real Madrid player made a most of it. I don't know why he didn't just head it anyway. But it was a penalty. It was a foul anywhere on the pitch. I just think those people who didn't want Real Madrid to win were they felt cheated because it was so late on and they thought they were going to get extra time and it sort of ruined something. And I understand that as well. But it was a penalty. Yasha, hello Mark. I just wanted to ask if you think Ronaldo is the best player of all time, because I think it's Messi, but I'm a Ronaldo fan and favourite player of all time is Ronaldinho. Ronaldo is the best. Get in the live comments. Ronaldo is the best player in the world for me, and he's the best player in our time. I don't think either of them are the best player of all time, by the way. Maradona's better than Messi, and I only caught the end of Maradona's career, and I know he's a drugs cheat, but he was better than Messi. He single-handedly won a World Cup with Argentina, not a very good Argentina side. I think he won a league title with Napoli, did very, very well at Barcelona as well. He was just a fantastic individual. Now, Messi, unfortunately, Messi is always going to have two bad things against him. One, he stayed under the security blanket of Barcelona, and Barcelona have got a world-class team, so how good is Messi without that? Two, too many times on the big stage, Messi falters. Roma, Argentina. Ronaldo on the big stage thrives. How long did he have to wait to take that penalty and he puts it in the top corner? He's just brilliant. Brilliant. I've always said Ronaldo I would pick over Messi every day of the week and Sunday. But Messi's the better talent, but Ronaldo's a winner. Would you take Sessegnon over Shaw, says Sir Daniel? No, I'm not really like that. If I believe in a player and I think they can be good, I don't get rid of them. I would work with them. Of course, I'd get rid of Fellaini for Sessegnon because Fellaini's crap. But if I believe in Luke Shaw, I think he can be a good left-back. I believe in Martial. I wouldn't swap Martial for Dybala. And I know Jared said that. I wouldn't swap him because Martial's already here and he can be developed into world-class talent. And Dybala may be better than Martial at the moment, but I would rather put the work in with the players that we've got than replace them for players that are marginally better. Manchester United. The leaked images of the home kit looks like Watford's home kit, says Robert Farhi. The shade of pink is dreadful. Darker pink would be good, says Matthew McFadden. Daniel, I'd take Sessegnon over anyone, says Jared. Jared would swap anybody for anybody if they're better. You know, he's ruthless. Haha, fair enough. Scored a ridiculous amount so far, says Sir Daniel. Ronaldo for me, says Camyar. Ronaldo is better than Ronaldinho, Makeda and Messi, says Matthew McFadden. Messi for me, and it's not even close in my opinion, says Robert Farhi. Look, I don't mind if you say Messi. I can totally understand why some people would say Messi, but I've always, hand on heart, said Ronaldo, and that seems to frustrate people. But as I was saying on the previous United Stand stream that went off on one, the brilliance of football is... the best thing about football is them dividing opinion things. Like whether it's that penalty last night, some people passionately saying it's not a penalty, some people saying it is. Whether you're Messi or Ronaldo, you know... that is the brilliance of football. It really is. And it's why I'm massively against VAR, because it will just take some of that reactive passion out of football. Sir Alex, definitely. Ronaldo was made in Manchester. The man he is and the mentality he's got was made in Manchester. He was a fantastic talent when we got him from Portugal, but we made a lasting impression on him that he's took through the rest of his career. Who will win the World Cup, says White Run Guard. I tell you what, I'm starting to look forward to the World Cup, actually. I am starting to look forward to the World Cup. I was looking at some of the early fixtures today and I was like, oh, God, they're rubbish. What's the opening game is Russia, Saudi Arabia. Whoop-de-woo, I can't wait for that one. And then it was Egypt, Uruguay. And I was like, oh, my God, I think that's the second game. And then I thought, actually, Egypt's is Salah, isn't it? And they're not a bad team. And Uruguay, they've got a few good players as well. So... that'll probably be a good game. So I'm starting to get into that World Cup feeling, actually. Give me a thought. Give me your thoughts on the Goldbridge channel, by the way. I'm using you as a sort of focus group as well. We will bounce ideas off you for the United stand as well, which me and Flex have got a meeting in a couple of weeks. So probably on next week's Q&A, I'm going to have a pen and paper and just take some ideas down from you lot. So have a think over the next week of shows, ideas that you've got for the United stand. But no, my Mark Goldbridge channel, which if you've not subscribed with it, please do, is going to be called rebadged as Goldbridge live streams. And basically, I'm going to use it as a vlog. I'm going to do a couple of vlogs on there a week, 5-10 minute things. I've got a proper camera and everything for that. But also I'm going to do live stream watch-alongs for other sports that I watch. And hopefully going to start at 7 AM on Sunday with Formula 1 Grand Prix. And then there's a Bello Hay boxing match. Definitely going to do that. So it's going to be sort of watch-alongs, but for different sports. So just give us your thoughts. Ooh, Firefire999's asked a good question. If you were to lose, had to lose one, Rashford or Martial? Oh, it's tough. It's tough, but I would say Rashford, go. I really do like Martial. He's my favourite player. Rashford and Martial are my favourite players, by the way. But Martial's the better player at the moment, so I would say Martial. The only thing that makes it closer is because Rashford's part of the youth setup, and that would be... The thing is, Mourinho will just about get away with selling Martial. There'll be uproar, but he'll get away with it. If he sold Rashford, he will not get away with it because he's a youth setup player from the local area. Do you think Pereira will play for us because he can easily solve some of our issues, says Yasha. I think Pereira will be sold, sadly. Matthew McFadden, Russia versus Saudi Arabia, nothing like a bit of political tension to start the competition off. Yeah, well, this is if the World Cup goes ahead. Obviously, there's a few issues going on in the world at the moment. I must admit, the busier I get with United stand and stuff, the less I sort of keep abreast of world news and politics in general. But I am going to watch Question Time tonight because I'm intrigued to find out what the bloody hell's going on as to why Russia are defending Syria, who, by all accounts, the Americans and a lot of European countries want to go and sort them out because they've been attacking their own civilians. Why are Russia defending that? And if they are, then they need dealing with, don't they? But if they get dealt with, God, you know, China will get involved on the Russian side. It's just a mess, an absolute mess. I think America will back down though, like they did with North Korea, because they just know that otherwise it's Armageddon, isn't it? Johan Hellberg says, what are the realistic players out this summer? Johan, it's so difficult because if a common sense person would say Fellaini, Blind, Darmian and one of Jones and Smalling would be the 4 to go. But then, unfortunately, we've got players that most people wouldn't get rid of, another 4, Martial, Pereira, Shaw, Mata. You know, so we're not going to get rid of 8. So how many from the common sense 4 will go and how many from the we shouldn't sell 4 will go? That is the concern. It's not just how we close the gap to City, but how other teams prepare against them, which will be the decider. We cannot expect United to run through everyone like City have, says Michael Hub. Never a true word spoken. Everybody needs to look at what Manchester United did in the second half and what Liverpool did over 2 legs against Man City. I must admit, I'll put my hand up here. No, I was right. I was right. I'm not surprised. I remember saying around September, October time, we were having these conversations on the United stand. A few other people were saying it as well. And I said, it's frustrating the life out of me how teams are just sitting and parking the bus against Man City. Because eventually, because of their style of play, they'll force an opportunity, they'll deflect a goal in, or they'll get a penalty. Because there's so much possession around that box, at some point they'll make a breakthrough. And it happened. I remember Huddersfield, I remember Newcastle, it happened. The way to beat City is to be very, very good and compact defensively when they've got the ball. But when you've got the ball, you can't just hit a long ball and let them have it back, which is what teams were doing, which is what we did at Old Trafford. When you get the ball, you've got to do something with it. You've got to have pace on the break and you've got to be trying to keep hold of the ball and move the ball quickly. And that's what Liverpool did. When they didn't have the ball, they got everyone behind the ball and they pressed. But when they got the ball, they broke out very quickly. That's how you beat Man City. And not everyone will have the personnel to do it. But simply just parking the bus and hoping that you're going to get a 0-0, that's not how you do it. And that's why Man City have had it very easy this season. Where is Mad Marcus, says Cameo? I haven't spoken to him for a while, but contrary to reports, there was never an issue with me and him at all. He did a live stream, which I was nothing to do, on his own channel, and somebody said something about him that he didn't like, and that was it. He didn't want to do the United Stand anymore because he didn't like that sort of thing. I don't even know. Does he still do live streams? I don't know. I'll have to drop him a text. We spoke on the phone about 3 weeks ago, but I haven't spoken to him since. And that nose thing wasn't to mean I'm lying. I'm not lying. What are the realistic players out this summer? We've done that. Would you still go for Manolas, says Cameo? Yes, I do like him. Sly Ninja Gaming, Martial is my favourite player too. I'm going to be so sad if he leaves. It's going to feel like we're going backwards in progress. I do think he'll play at the weekend. I do think he'll play. Rashford is an Englishman, says Michael Hubbard. He is. Goldbridge, Christmas cooking, loved it, says Firefire999. Well, I've got a few. So the way the Goldbridge channel will work is I'll stop doing the United Stand so I can focus on that, and then what I'll do is I'll do like live streams of things like Formula 1, boxing, and then a couple of weeks I'll put some production into some like proper vlogs. So I will do a bit of cooking with Goldbridge, and you know, Walking Robbie's going to be on there. Definitely going to bring the Walk with Robbie back onto that channel. Really looking forward to it. So lots to go on with it. Can't wait. As much as I love the World Cup, I'd gladly scrap the next two, says Robert Fahy. Yeah, the one after this is a nightmare, isn't it? Qatar at Christmas. Man City have developed the fear factor we need, says Michael Hubbard. Why are we so rubbish at free kicks, says Camille. Why are we so rubbish at free kicks and corners? The mind boggles. As much as... okay. Keep firing in the questions, everybody. I'm just going to go back to Patreon because I think there might be some people in there that I need to take a look at. We've got 117 Patreons now, so keep spreading the word when you're on the United Stand live comments, because the quiz night on Tuesday is going to be fantastic. I'm going to do a little video for you over the weekend as a little teaser as to how it's going to work. The aim is still 2 videos a week and a live stream on a Thursday night, which for $2 a month is nothing, is it really? Even if I say so myself. But I'm enjoying it. I look forward to the Q&A, and I think, you know, I think if we get to about 100 patrons, that will be about, sorry, not about 100 patrons. About, if we can get to around 1,000, that's probably where I'll close the group off and just keep it at 1,000, because we don't need more than 1,000, but it would just keep it nice for the Q&As and stuff. So there is a ceiling in mind. So it is an exclusive members clubs anyway, but there is a ceiling with it that will close it off, if people agree. Really looking forward to quiz nights, says Robert Fahy. I can't wait. I always wanted to do one on the United Stand, but it would be impossible to do, because if you've got over 1,000 people watching, like we sometimes have, and they're answering in the live comments, you just can't see it. Whereas with this, the live comments is just perfect. It moves quite slowly, and I can see who's saying what. So a little insider is, we'll have a question, I'll ask the question, and whoever gets it right, the 3 people to get it right in the live comments first, I'll have a bit of paper and I'll mark it down, and the person with the most points at the end will win. Bayern just announced they are hiring Niko Kovac of Frankfurt. I knew they wanted someone German anyway. Matthew McFadden, will we have guests on the quiz night? I'd be up for doing one sometime in the future. Yes, that'd be good. Shaw looks fit to me. He needs a chance to develop. Young is not a left back, says Cam Yar. Shout out to those who know Devils Knows Best back in the day. Yes, Devils Know Best was such a shame. Devils Know Best was a quiz show we did on the United Stand, and I was presenting it, and then we'd have 3 people below. The production time to do it, it was so much preparation, and we ran it for 3 weeks, and the viewing figures were crap compared to, you know, they're going to sell Bale. So we had to stop doing it because it was taking so much to prepare, so much time to prepare it, and then, you know, people did enjoy it. It was a bit of a cult show, but it was just taking up so much time. But in this format, it'll be simple to do. Camille hates the Beatles because of Liverpool. Yeah, I won't go to Liverpool. I was asked to go to Liverpool a few weeks ago for a night out. Apparently it's really good. And I said no. And like, my friends were like, what? You miserable sod, we're going. And I said, I'm not going. And they were like, why? I said, I can't stand Liverpool. I hate, well, it's just a football club. No, I don't like Liverpool. I don't like the Beatles. The only thing in Liverpool I like is Everton. And they still, and I can't stand the voice. I can't stand the voice. I was watching somebody talking about it the other day. 2 Scousers talking about the Liverpool Man City game. I had to switch it off. I couldn't even waste be patient enough to put subtitles on. I had to switch it off because I can't stand the voice. It goes right through me. Would I do a Football Manager fantasy playthrough, says Michael Hubbard. I'm thinking about doing that, yeah. I'm thinking about doing that. I'm open to ideas for my channel, by the way. I'm going to have different playlists within it. I'm funny enough, no one's picked up on the fact that I said I was leaving the United Stand to do it, which was actually a joke, but nobody really picked up on it anyway. Will we ever have guests? Yes, done that. Shaw looks fit. Yep, we've done that. Were we playing better football under Louis van Gaal or under the biggest fool, Yasha? The football under Van Gaal was rubbish. Don't let the past can sometimes look more appealing than reality. Give Mourinho one more season at least. Let's win some trophies. He's got to have the third year, Mourinho, definitely. Fellaini should retire from football and become the new Nottingham Forest mascot, says White Run Guard. Give Mourinho one more season, yeah. Went to Liverpool in 2012. Half of it is pretty nice, to be honest. The rest is one big bin. I'm sure it's a nice city, Matthew. I've heard that, but I will never go. Robert Fahy, Mark, would doing a quiz at the meetups be possible? Can't beat an actual pub quiz. I think that would be a very good idea, Robert. And were you annoyed at Fergie never got close to Barca in 2011 after the first final in 2009? I thought he might have hatched a plan for a more competitive game, but it was arguably even more one-sided. That's a great question from Cameron Whittle. I remember I was a CID detective at the time, and it was you could wear what you wanted to then. And I remember the day we were playing in Rome in 2009, and I wore a T-shirt to work, the Italian job with the minis on, and it had Ronaldo and the cup, and I was convinced we were going to win that tournament. Convinced. We were very, very good in 2009, as we'd been in 2008. Barcelona were just sort of becoming the great team they were for a few years, and I still think we should have beat them. We had a very good chance in the first few minutes. Then Barcelona scored, and the way Barcelona were then, with Iniesta and Xavi, and obviously Messi, if they got in front, they were very hard to get the ball off, and we ended up losing it fairly. We lost it, but I think we were a lot closer to them than we then were in 2011. We were massive underdogs in that game. We didn't have Ronaldo, he'd left. We were a worse team than we were in 2009, and Barcelona were a better team than they were in 2009. So I don't really have any hard feelings about 2011. I don't think Sir Alex Ferguson could have done anything about it. It was one of those. Yeah, 2009 was the one. We should have won more. Ferguson knows he should have won more. My hatred for Liverpool is one of the reasons I support United, says Daniel. My dad loved them and wanted to wind him up. Mark, any plans to do rugby games on your streaming channel? Robert Fahy, yes, 100%. If we'd had the Six Nations, if I'd started it, if I'd had the idea, or well, I've had the idea for a while, if I'd got it up and running at Christmas is what I wanted to do, I would have done Six Nation watch-alongs. It would have been great. I mean, obviously, there's always that issue that things might clash with United games. Like, I'm sure there will be Formula 1 races that clash with United, and the United stand will always come first. But Mark Goldbridge live streams is going to be a labour of love. And I love the watch-alongs. Like, I love the Q&As. I love the trouble with United stand is that you really, if you go beyond half an hour, it's got to be a show that's absolutely pumping, like Skype call-ins or a match reaction. To go beyond half an hour, it's got to be really good content. On a watch along, or on what I've got planned on Goldbridge live streams, or what we do here, it's not really about, oh, tonight we're talking about this. We're just relaxed, having a chat, talking, and that's what I want to replicate on Goldbridge live streams, which I can't do on the United stand because it's become such a great thing, but people expect a certain thing. And at time, you know, I love doing the United stand, but I think I'm going to really enjoy the Goldbridge live streams. And you know, again, when it starts off, there won't be loads of people watching it. I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared of that at all. It's a community, isn't it? That's what we're looking to build again. And you know what, as well, I'm really excited about is that doing sports that maybe I like, that people might start watching and liking themselves. Like if I did, you know, if you do like the boxing match, I'm sure we'll get a couple of hundred people watching that Hay against Bello because it's a big event. But I might do snooker final because I love snooker. I might do the World Championship, so Sullivan or something like that. There might be 5 people watching because it's a different sport. And I might do. I was talking to Jared actually. I really like ice hockey. I was playing a bit of NHL 18 actually on the PS4 earlier on. I might do an ice hockey game at midnight because I just like ice hockey. So there's lots of things. The freedom to try things out really interests me. And doing a bit of vlogging as well will be good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Don't talk about Liverpool winning the 6th Champions League 55999. I think we're all trying to just, you know, hope that won't happen. I keep looking at how many people are watching on the YouTube thing because it's 19 and we've never done 20, and I don't think we're going to do it tonight. I don't see how Liverpool could ever beat Real Madrid, says Sly Ninja Gaming. To be honest with you, Juventus nearly did it, but actually that was because Ramos is a massive loss, and a lot of Real Madrid players had a bad game. And I think as bad as Benzema is, he actually brings a lot to the team work rate wise. Bale was atrocious. I don't think the midfield played well, and their keeper made 2 clangers. So Real Madrid would have to be really off colour to lose to Liverpool, because Liverpool have got a good front 3, but their defensive midfield's not great. Yeah, Matthew, I actually was playing it this afternoon, and I actually used to have NHL 94 on the Mega Drive. It was brilliant, and they actually have retro controls where you can just play 2 buttons like you can on the Mega Drive. So I was playing that. It was great. It's a good game. I like it. But I don't understand the offside rule in ice hockey, and I don't understand how sometimes when the goalkeeper gets it, it's an immediate scrum or puck off or face off, something like that. Yasha, you know what? So Redmen TV, the Liverpool fan channel, and United Stand, we've been closing up on them for ages and ages and ages. We hit 200,000 subscribers. I think they were on 210. We've only just gone to 210, and they've suddenly gone to 235, so they've actually pulled away from us. Now, a lot of that's probably to do with Liverpool having some big games at the moment, but also I think they're absolutely terrified that we're closing in on them. I think they've suddenly looked at loads of different ways that they can get viewers and subscribers in, and they're trying to stay ahead of us. I think they're terrified of us going past them. So it's in my mind, I think we will go past them. It's probably not going to happen as quick as I thought it was, but I don't really look at those sort of things anyway, because to be honest with you, the other Manchester United fan channel, subscribers wise, is more than double the size of us, but viewers, we get more than them on a lot of our videos. So subscribers is a bit of a, but everyone uses it because it's the easy thing. Oh, I've got this many subscribers. Technically it's about how many views you get, but yeah, you know, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with that. But you know what? I was talking to Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV a few weeks ago, because he was sort of like saying, giving me some advice about something, and I said, to be honest with you, Robbie, I really respect with what you've done, but you can't compare it to what the United Stand does, because the United Stand operates in a situation where we've got another fan channel, and 2 of us are operating in the same area, and I think United's got the support for us to do it. But Arsenal Fan TV got no competition. Redmen TV, no competition. So they've got a lot more freedom. 20 people watching. We've never done that, which is great. Thanks for that. Anyway, I've got to get off because I've got something to go and do. I haven't got any tattoos, Matthew. And Mark, is United Stand going to... Yeah, we've answered that. Smashing players through the glass. Yes, Michael Hubbard. I don't think you can smash the... It took me ages to have my first fight on it tonight, but I don't think you can smash the players through the glass, and I've not injured anybody. I remember a game where you used to injure them and they'd lie on the ice with blood coming out of their head, and sometimes it would be yellow, which was a bit weird. Yes, we've hit 20 people watching anyway. Just keep spreading the word about Man City. Used to have a fan channel, Blue Moon Rising, but I'm trying to say it with a straight face. It got shut down because no one was watching it. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. They shared an office with Full Time Devils in Manchester, because they were run by Fremantle, and Fremantle had Full Time Devils for Manchester United, Blue Moon Rising for Man City. There was a Chelsea one, which isn't 100% Chelsea because I know those guys and they're independent. I think it wasn't that. It was the one with that Sophie on it. There was a Spurs one, and they had a Barcelona and Real Madrid one. Barcelona and Real Madrid one shut down, Spurs one shut down, Chelsea one shut down, and Man City one shut down. The only one that survived was the United one, but they shared an office with the Man City one, which is just ridiculous. How can you be rivals when you're sharing a bloody cup of tea with each other? But there you go. But yeah, they shut down because they couldn't. They just had no fans, which is Man City have, you know, the fan thing is not a joke. They have not got enough fans. They've got some real hardcore fans, but they're not a big club. You can't. Chelsea have had that problem. Chelsea have been playing in a stadium with a capacity no bigger than 40,000, yet they've won loads of titles in a European Cup, because you can't buy fans. It takes a long time to build up support, like Liverpool have got, like United have got, like Arsenal have got. It takes a long time, and City struggle with that. So they could have the best fan channel in the world, but not many people would watch it because they haven't got a massive fan base. Anyway, I've got to go because I've got something to do. Sherlock or Poirot, says Cameron Whittle. I watched Murder on the Orient Express with Kenneth Branagh as Poirot. I didn't mind it. It was okay. Apparently they're going to do another one. Sherlock. I've never watched any of them, to be honest. I've never watched the series with Cumberbatch, and I've never watched the film with Robert Downey Jr. So I could not compare. I would probably say Poirot with yes. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. We'll be working towards the next live stream next Thursday, obviously, and getting some ideas from you lot for stuff for the United Stand over the summer, but also quiz night Tuesday night. Really looking forward to that. 8:30 it will be on this channel. And I'll have a video up for you over the weekend as well. So keep spreading the word, keep getting involved. Really enjoyed it. The time flies. God, we've done over half an hour again. So really enjoyed it. And thanks everyone for watching. And I shall speak to you all very soon. Very, very soon indeed. And please leave some comments on the actual video if you've got any thoughts about anything we've discussed tonight, whether it's the Goldbridge channel, whether it's some of the stuff we've touched on in here. And I'll have a read of them in the morning and reply as usual. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.